morning, everybody. We will begin this morning with Yvonne Stennicke Larsen joining us virtually from Ghana. Ms. Larsen is the administrator for Foundation Beyond Beliefs Humanistic Action Program in Ghana. Originally from the Volta region of Ghana, at an early age, she was driven to expand her knowledge of the world through music, books, and movies. She is still very passionate about music and credits that love for her humanistic perception of the world. After graduating from high school, Yvonne studied graphic design for a year and worked as a secretary for a small company in Accra before taking a short course in childcare and working as a nanny in Saudi Arabia. She also spent a year in South Africa working again as a nanny and touring the country. During that time, she joined the Durban Freethinkers of South Africa, which led naturally to her joining the Humanist Association of Ghana when she moved to Accra a few years ago. Please welcome Yvonne Stennicke Larsen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here. Please excuse me if my internet is not great. It's a bit usual for that to happen here. So I would really appreciate it if someone just alerted me so I know when to stop talking. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here. It's my first time and I hope not the last. Thank you for the great introduction. My name is Yvonne Stennicke Larsen, and I come from Ghana. I am the coordinator administrator for Humanist Action Ghana, and I'm here today to give you a look inside our work towards ending witchcraft accusations in Ghana. I want to begin by giving you a little background of our program and organization. We were founded in 2015 by Connor Robinson. We were originally an international volunteer program, and we supported local grassroots organizations in the northern region of Ghana. We've worked across different regions in the country since our initial year, and our very last program was in the central part of Ghana, Cape Coast, where we just ended a vocational training program. I am excited to announce that we have since transitioned from being a program and the Foundation Beyond Belief into an independent NGO run by Ghanaians and led by me. We have always hoped to take this path in the long run, and it's really exciting for me to see it happen right now. Our transition into an NGO will make us the first humanist nonprofit organization in Ghana. We'll continue to uphold our humanist values and continue to implement them through sustainable and community-led solutions to get to the roots of gender and economic inequality and end the cycle of generational poverty in Ghana. So what I really want to tell you about today is our upcoming program that we want to kick off in November in the northern region of Ghana. And to do that, I want to give you a small background about the northern part of Ghana. There is a huge economic divide between the north and southern parts of Ghana. There are a number of factors that have led to this situation, but there is broad agreement that the relatively high levels of poverty in northern Ghana is not new, but has its roots in British colonial policies that subordinated the interest of the north to that of the south. Although things are much better than they were during colonial rule, the north has still been excluded by the government in key developmental areas such as education and infrastructure. The north is lagging behind the south in most, if not all, aspects of the country's development. There are less schools, wages are way below the country's minimum wage. There are bad roads, and poor access to water sources, which lead to a prevalence of malaria and other serious illnesses. There is a limited access to modern amenities such as computers and phones and hospitals. The lack of adequate education, especially, has led to most families still operating under the archaic notion that educating the male child is far more beneficial than educating the female child. Also, due to the practice of polygamy in the region, it has the biggest family units in the country, which means that there are more mouths to feed and clothe and educate than most families can afford. To lower the financial burden on these large families, girls are usually married out of at a very young age, and others engage in sexual relationships with older men for financial support. These sexual relationships often produce single teen mothers who then struggle for the rest of their lives to provide for themselves and their children, and the cycle continues with their own children. Extremely low levels of poverty in the northern region has made it so that women from here are constantly subjected to unfair circumstances and injustices. In their older years, they are easily accused of witchcraft and often sent away to witch camps, or what we call them in the NGO world, alleged witch camps. Poor women are especially vulnerable to these accusations. The belief in witchcraft and witches in general is a common practice in Ghana, but the existence of witch camps is rare. In fact, the alleged witch camps only exist in the northern parts of Ghana. Our work is focused entirely on helping economically vulnerable women who are at risk of being accused of witchcraft. Witchcraft accusations or the belief in witchcraft is something you are familiar with if you grew up in any part of Ghana. As a child, I would often hear whispers and rumors about certain people having black magic or what we call juju in our local dialect that they use to inflict pain and suffering on innocent people. You knew to avoid such people at all costs, and it helped that they were pretty easy to recognize. A witch is almost always a very old woman who is struggling to get by on a daily basis. These women are feared and become pariahs that the community feel burdened to interact with. They are neglected by their families and their neighbors and left to fend for themselves. It was not until I was older that I came to know of an even darker side to witchcraft accusations in Ghana. In the northern parts of Ghana, where I grew up, witchcraft is feared, yes, and the accused are gossiped about, insulted, and ostracized by the community. I did not know about witch camps and the circumstances that led to their existence. There are currently 6 alleged witch camps spread out in the northern region of Ghana. Witch camps are settlements where women accused of witchcraft can flee for safety. The camps were created to serve as an alternative solution to killings and lynchings that women accused here face. Accused women have fled discrimination, threats, or even mob justice after being accused of witchcraft and blamed for crimes such as causing sickness, droughts, and fires, causing neighbors and family members, cursing neighbors and family members, or even just appearing in someone's dream. Those who make it to the camps are the lucky ones. But life in the camps is far from rosy. Women in the camps live in poor conditions with little access to water and food. There are currently over 1,000 women and 700 children living in the 6 alleged witch camps in the northern region. The children living in the camps were sent to live with and care for their older relatives who have been accused. These children often do not have access to formal education and spend their lives in servitude. They themselves become prisoners to the camps due to association with the alleged witches living there. We have previously worked in one of the alleged witch camps, providing relief and reintegrating the women living in the camps. This particular project was very close to my heart, and I've been thinking about how to continue helping the women in the camps. I have always wanted to return to the North because there is still a lot of work that needs to be done to end the persecution that women here face from witchcraft accusations. While there are a few NGOs helping the women in the camps, there are none that are working towards solving the root of the problem and curbing witchcraft accusations entirely. Obviously, as much as we may want to, we will not be able to achieve much by trying to tell people what to believe in or not believe in. We will most likely make the situation more dangerous for the women living in these communities if we did that. So, how do you solve such a fragile issue in an ethical way? This is how Humanist Action Ghana came into being. We are a women's rights organization that will focus primarily on providing vocational training to young women living in communities in the northern region of Ghana that have high levels of poverty and high levels of witchcraft accusations. By empowering young women in these communities, we will also reduce the number of child marriages, teenage pregnancies, and ultimately witchcraft accusations. Financially independent women are rarely accused in these communities. So we seek to reduce the number of accusations by ensuring more women are able to support themselves and their families. We have already started the groundwork needed to kickstart our vocational training program here. We have identified a community in Tamale, which is the capital of the northern region in Ghana, that has had consistently high numbers of witchcraft accusations over the years, and we are ready to put our plan into action. We are very confident in our ability to run a sustainable and successful program because we have had some experience from our just completed vocational training program in Cape Coast, where we worked with 4 trainers and trained 10 women. We provided all the tools and all the materials that the women needed to go through the program. And during graduation, they were able to take those tools and materials home to be able to set up their own businesses. In November this year, we will implement the first cycle of the program in the northern region of Ghana. We will train 25 women and work with 5 trainers. Our first cycle of trainers, our first cycle of training will graduate in 18 months and they'll be able to set up their businesses. The best students from our first batch will go on to become trainers for the next batch of trainees. We work directly with the community to identify the type of vocational training that will best suit their needs, and we work with qualified professionals in the chosen field who have experience and will then go on to become trainers of the trainees. My team and I are ready to put in the work necessary, but we need your help to be able to set up a training location and to fund the program. We currently need $30,000 in total to implement our first training cycle in the northern region for the next 18 months, starting in November this year. Please consider donating to our fundraiser to support us, or visiting our Facebook page, or visiting our website under Foundation Beyond Belief to see the work that we have done in the past and get more information on what we plan on doing in the next few months. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, Yvonne, can you tell us the website one more time? I'm going to try to post it in the chat for the folks in Zoom, and let's just make sure that we all know what it is here. Yeah.
Because we are currently transitioning, we are still developing our own website, but we still have a page on Foundation Beyond Belief's website, which is www.foundationbeyondbelief.org. You'll see our page, the Humanist Action Ghana, and be able to see all of our work over there.
We have a question.
Thank you for your presentation. Have you gotten any pushback or criticism for the work that you do?
Not really, because we are very careful about how we frame the work that we do. Like I mentioned during the presentation, we know that we cannot tell people what to believe. We cannot tell them whether to believe in witchcraft or not. So we frame our work as humanitarian, which is very true. We go there to help either the women living in the camps or the people living in the communities. We don't have to tell them that we are trying to stop witchcraft accusations, but we hope that the effects of our work go towards that particular issue.
Is the impetus for the persecution of women as witches coming from traditional religion, or is it coming from Christianity, or is it a merger of both?
I believe that it is very much influenced by tradition. And this is for the entirety of Ghana. So we have different religions being practiced in the country. We have Islam and Christianity, and we have the local traditional beliefs, which are the worship of our lesser gods. But the problem of witchcraft accusations or the belief in witchcraft is for the entire country, which goes to say that it's not a problem of religion, but it's about our culture itself.
Hi, Yvonne. I'm Nicole. Thank you for your presentation. I was wondering, I know that you can't really tell people like what to believe, but would you say there's a shift away from this traditional thinking, or would you say it's stagnant right now?
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking, Nicole. I think that if there is a shift happening, it's happening in the urban cities, but not a lot is happening in the smaller villages and smaller towns. And I think that the reason that it's happening in the urban side is because there is a lot of, for instance, Western influence, and people are reading books and watching movies, and they're realizing that some of these issues are not really caused by witchcraft, but they are actually real explanations for some of these issues. People can go to the hospital in the urban cities to get an explanation of their illnesses. But in the villages where there is not a lot of access to education and hospitals, the only thing they believe in is the black magic and in witchcraft. That is what is able to explain for them some of the issues, some of the things that happen. So yeah, if there is a shift happening, I think it's happening more in the cities than in the smaller villages.
Okay, so we have a two-part question from the Zoom. The first part is, what relationship, this is from Connor, by the way, what relationship would you like to have with humanist groups and individuals outside of Ghana? And what can humanists around the globe learn about putting humanist values into action by staying engaged with your organization?
I actually want to reach out to international humanist organizations and programs out there, because we are the first of our kind here in Ghana. We have a humanist organization here, but we are the first non-profit organization. So I want to reach out to other humanist organizations and programs outside there to see what we're trying to do here, so that they can share our work and share ideas with us, because we are always learning and we really want to be as ethical as possible in everything that we do. So there is a local saying here in Ghana that a lot of hands do not spoil the soup. So if there are more hands that go into our soup, which is our work, I think everything will be great. Can you please repeat the second part of that question for me?
Sure. So what can humanists around the globe learn by putting humanist values into action by staying engaged with humanist action in Ghana?
What can they learn? So for me, for instance, personally, I really want to put forward this image of humanism to the people in my country that does not say devil worshiper or witchcraft or something evil. I want people to understand that humanists can be good people, and we can do good work, and we can run nonprofits that support people and change people's lives in positive ways. And we are giving and caring people, and just because we do not necessarily maybe believe in God or go to church does not mean that we are bad people. So it is very important for me that people recognize our work and recognize that we are trying to do good, and that you can do good without necessarily being religious.
How do you feel about this collective of women of color Black women out of the continent of Africa, Black women here in America, women of color across the globe. How do you think that, the humanist community, the international humanist community, can better support the work that we all do in solidarity?
First of all, I really love what you have put together, and that this has given me like motivation to try and put something like this together here in Ghana. Having women who are humanists together to share ideas and put together conferences like this where we can talk about how we can help our community. I think this is a wonderful idea. Now, in the ways that you can support us by following our work, seeing what we do, sharing it out there so that people can recognize what we are trying to do, so that people can support us in various ways, and by inviting us again to conferences like this so that we can keep you updated on what we are doing and ask for help if we need it, and also support when we can. I think it's very important to be united as women of color, as people in general, and I think this initiative is very great. I can see the many ways that it can help organizations like mine that are upcoming and coming from places that we are still struggling to make ourselves known and make ourselves known correctly. Let me put it that way. So I think it's very important to have initiatives like this backing us to show that we are legit and we are serious and we are doing a lot to push, to show the good side of humanism out there.
Thank you so very much, Yvonne. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.